Mental Health Awareness Week, but that's not the reason why we're sort of talking about it. If you look back at all of our content, if you look back at all the vlogs, you'll see that there's a theme about mental health. I might not call it mental health, I might call it mindset. But if you think about it, it is all about what's happening in your brain. I actually posted something today which was a Gandhi quote, and I just think it's so relevant. I always say that what is real now was once a thought. And these words from Gandhi here I think are really relevant. Your beliefs become your thoughts become your words become your actions become your habits become your values, and your values become your destiny. So the first thing that is absolutely imperative and what underlies all the work that we do with young people and with our staff as well is to get them to choose their beliefs, to get them to think about positive things and to really start to believe that these things are going to come true. Effectively, what we're saying here is that your beliefs become your destiny, they become your reality. So if you choose to believe negative things are going to happen, or that you are not capable of things, you can guarantee that's going to come true. If you choose to believe that you can do things, or if you can't now, there is a way for you to learn to do things, then that will come true. It may not come true tomorrow, it probably won't, next week, next month, but it will come true eventually.
I found that with depression, one of the most important things you could realize is that you're not alone. You're not the first to go through it. You're not gonna be the last to go through it. And oftentimes it happens. You feel like you're alone, and you feel like it's only you, and you're in your bubble, and I wish I had someone at that time who could just pull me aside and, hey, it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. So I wish I knew that. Just gotta remember, hold on to that fundamental quality of faith. Have faith.
Mental health awareness to me is really important. It's something that wasn't really on my radar up until around 3 years ago. I started to realise that some of my friends and some of my family were all going through some form of mental health issue. Even myself, that made me reflect and think, well, actually, how am I doing? Where am I? How's my mental state? It's no surprise that if you look on mind.org.uk, the figures are that 1 in every 4 people a year will suffer some form of mental health issue. This raises significantly if you're part of the LGBTQ community. The first question we always ask people is, how are you? How are you? Are you okay? And the answer is always going to be, I'm alright, I'm good, or I'm okay. Society doesn't want us to say, actually, I'm having a really low day, or actually, I'm having a really, really bad day, because that's not the done thing. And with conversations like that, we're building walls, we're isolating people. We're not allowing those conversations take place. And that's where the stigma comes. The stigma of mental health being a weakness. It's no longer a weakness. It should be a positive thing. We should be talking about these things, being open and honest. Only that way can we provide people with the right support at the right time when they need it. If we think about the 1 in 4 statistic, that could be you, that could be your friends, that could be your family, that could be your workplace colleagues. Someone somewhere is going to be affected by it. It's everyone's responsibility to make those conversations happen. Let's be brave. Let's talk about it.
I want to talk about mental health because in my experience in teaching, more and more young people are being affected by mental health issues. What we need to do is be creating an environment where we remove the stigma of mental health so that young people are allowed to express how they're feeling and are freely able to access help and support when they need it. And the only way we're going to do that is by raising awareness and, allowing ourselves to be a support network for all of these young people going through education and certainly starting their careers and helping them to manage those stressful transitions.
It's a really important issue because lots of people deal with it and it's not something that you can physically see. Like if you break your leg or something, people know that you're in pain or something's wrong, whereas when it's just in your brain, you can feel like really alone, people don't know, and it's hard to express that and have other people understand.
I think the mind is an incredible thing. I know from myself, I don't like heights, and I'm quite logical, and to me, the fact that my mind can actually take over my body and make me feel so scared is incredible.
I totally think the mindset is really important. The brain and the mind is such an important muscle, but also quite a delicate muscle, I think.
I've decided to talk about bereavement because bereavement is something that affects all of us at one stage or another, if not already. Whether it's a parent, a sister, a brother, a work colleague.
So I think having a week dedicated to it, or just having open discussions about it, makes people feel more comfortable, realise that they're not alone.
I think having, a positive mindset is very important. Sometimes as a society, we're very quick to say what's going wrong or things are bad, and there is a lot of good things out there, and that's really, we shouldn't ignore the bad things, but we do need to focus on the positive.
Don't say to somebody, oh, you'll get over it, because that won't help. Be there for them whenever they need you, Ensure that they talk to you. Try and explain to them what they do have in their life.
Personally, last year I lost one of my pets and it affected me terribly, my mental and my physical health, because I was bottling everything up.
You need something inside yourself, a certain kind of discipline, a certain kind of motivation to kind of push beyond. But at the end of the day, it's difficult because sometimes you can't recognise what's reality and what isn't.
But the minute I actually started talking about it to friends and even work colleagues, I couldn't believe the amount of support and understanding that they got, and they were happy to talk about their experiences as well, which was amazing, because it makes you feel like you're not on your own.
Something that I try if I'm feeling stressed is just get outside, change your environment, go for a walk, or I'd go to an exercise class or go horse riding, or whatever it is that you like to do that takes your mind off of how you're currently feeling. I think afterwards, once you kind of taken yourself out of your environment, got your blood flowing and done some exercise, generally you can always have a different perspective on it, and it just boosts your mood anyway.
I sort of started to do some meditation. I can't remember the name of the guy, but I remember the name of the book. It's the Tibetan Book of Living and Dying, and it was just really important, interesting for me, about how you can sort of switch off slightly, but also focus on what you need to do, and sort of rest your mind as well. I think it's really important.
But if you get someone actually to sit down with you and say, well, this has happened, this is good, and take it from there. So stop looking at the negative things and look at so much of what you have achieved.
Truth is, there are no shortcuts. It's all about finding that inner peace within yourself, or finding that zone where you can empty everything and empty your mind.
The internet as well, there are loads of forums and places you can write about how you're feeling, read about how other people are feeling, and notice that you're not the only one going through it.
Getting support is always important. Getting support from the right people, or people you love around you. But at the end of the day, the person that you should love the most should start within yourself. But you should never compare yourself to what other people have. Always look at what you have in your life, because everyone has something different and unique about their life.
Look after yourself, because you've got to always remember that you're not on your own, and there's nothing worse than just sitting at home and bottling everything up, because these little demons, they can eat away at you. So you've always got to remember that there's always somebody there to give you a hug and tell you everything's going to be okay.
It's Mental Health Awareness Week, but you're not weak. When you see people that you actually love go through that, you obviously tend to take it, you're bound to take it seriously. And I have basically 6 principles which I apply, and perhaps maybe you could apply, or if there's somebody they could apply. Those 6 principles are human interaction, diet, the great outdoors, music, meditation, and exercise. The first of those is human interaction. It's no coincidence that rates of mental health, of mental illness, have increased as social media has become more and more popular. I love social media, I love Facebook, love a bit of Instagram, but there's got to be a limit to it. It doesn't replace human interaction, okay? You should be communicating with people on a day-to-day basis in the physical, face-to-face, okay? Nothing beats it. The second thing is nutrition. Most of what you're actually consuming, what you're buying on a day-to-day basis, and you're putting into your body, it's not actually food. And the chemicals which it's created with is affecting your mood. And I'm not just saying this in some woo-woo way. You can check it out, you can do the science yourself, and you'll find that information actually out there. That brings me to point number 3, the great outdoors. So, just like you need human interaction, you need to interact with your environment. You know, right now, you got a big, beautiful, bright sun in the sky, freely giving away vitamin D. You've got parks, ponds, canals, rivers, you know, with that nicely flowing water. I don't know what the science is behind it. You don't know what the science is behind it, but we do generally know that it makes us feel good, okay? Interact with it. There's something special there beyond scientific understanding at this moment in time. Number 4, music. Music has been shown to increase endorphins. Endorphins is a happy chemical within your brain. And you can use different types of music to manipulate your mood, and even just give you something to actually relate to in the absence perhaps of that human interaction, or perhaps even alongside it. Number 5 is meditation. Again, something which once upon a time might have been considered a bit woo-woo, but you know, there is again evidence now showing via looking at people's brain scans whilst they're actually doing the meditation, which has shown that there are definitely some positive benefits to meditating. On a personal level, what I love about meditation is the fact that it allows me to check in with myself and actually know where I'm actually at. You know, am I having a good day? Am I having a bad day? Do I need to tweak something? Do I need, you know, is there a mental strategy that I need to bring into play? You know, I kind of see like the brain and the mind, the thinking mind, almost like a car. As in, you know, you can make little tweaks here and there to actually adjust it and keep it going at a good speed. You can tell I know a lot about cars. Lastly, the big one, exercise. Exercise will actually allow you to actually incorporate all of the other aspects that I've actually just talked about. So, you know, exercise to a certain extent is a form of meditation because you're just zoning in on one thing, you're clearing your mind. It will allow you to obviously eat better food. If you're busting your backside to try and lift some weights or do some running or do some skipping on the spot or whatever it might be, you're probably not, in most instances, want to then go and eat some
Hashtag have faith. Hashtag have faith. Hashtag have faith.
Hashtag have faith.
Hashtag have faith.
Hashtag have faith.